Whew, sorry guys. Been having some technical difficulties, so I am gonna get set up here so that I can hopefully. Okay, sorry, I am trying to figure this out. Hi there, guys. I am having some issues with all of this stuff, so let me. How frustrating is this? Let me let everyone know over here that we're having technical difficulties and to jump on the new live stream. Yes, so I do have a new live going. Thank you all for jumping on. Great, I'm glad you guys can hear me. We'll let some of these guys jump over and hopefully they will hop on over to this particular live stream. I have not gotten mods sorted yet. I'm going to figure that out. And let me close this and get into the live stream we're in now so that I can see your chats. Bump the volume. I don't know if I can bump the volume very much. I can probably bring the microphone a little closer to me. Let me try that. Brand new to guys. Hear me okay? Want to make sure I can hear you guys okay. All right, Melissa Spry, you are now a moderator. Thanks for jumping on. And as we continue along, obviously, I will add more mods. So thank you guys for being here. If I look to look like I'm not paying attention to you, it's because I've got my iPad here that I can see a little better. Yeah, the glares are tough. It's hard to get away from. I've got a light. I'll try to keep my head down a little bit. Let me see if I can do this. And yeah, you don't want to see laundry baskets, I bet. Haha. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Hey, Carol, Austin from the UK. Thank you guys for jumping on here. And you know, I just wanted to quickly talk about you know, my experiences from last week. Sorry, I'm getting in front of the camera, but I'm gonna try to make sure the microphone's turned all the way up so you guys can hear me. But anyway, you know, for me, ultimately, it was just it was a long week. A lot of very new stuff that I learned, a lot of new experiences. So, you know, I wanted to discuss that briefly, and then we can jump into any questions you guys might have. Um, and that way we can, you know, move on from there. Benita Lucas, thank you for volunteering. I'm going to take these off for just a second. Nose is itching. But anyway, just briefly, you know, obviously we had a very large event last week where, you know, Adventures with Purpose, Jared, Sam, Dan came in, Brock the Rock, Doug Bishop, which is the Bishop Experience, I believe, is his new channel. You know, Shane with Clean River Project, Kevin with No Mock Experience, We had Britton from Depths of History, Jeremy with Exploring with Nug, and then of course started the week with Bryson with Muddy Bottom Adventures. But then we decided it best for him to come. And if you don't mind, Renee, hello. I'm going to mod you in too because you definitely know what you're doing. So give me a second. I'm going to get back to the comments here. Um, Overall, the experience was great. With Team Waters here, they were amazing, taught us a ton as far as, you know, what to look for, what to really just how to disseminate what could be and what is absolutely not. And the best thing for me on that is, um, there were things that I probably missed over my time using Sonar in the last few months that were definitely questionable. So I really thank them for coming in and spending time with not only myself but with Bryson and really showing us things that we need to be on the lookout for when we're out there, scanning and looking for vehicles. Obviously, where Bill was found, I had been through there, but with the limitations of a trolling motor on the boat, getting into swifter water was a lot more difficult, and we couldn't be out there as long. So it was it was good to learn that kind of information, um, and honestly, ultimately the week was tough. With the split from Bryson, I think it's what's best. We're going to take a little time off, just to allow us to develop our own kind of signature channels, I should say. That way, we can develop who we are, and then eventually, as things blow over, we can come back together, and then we'll be ready to work again. So, with that being said, I do have to make, and this is not easy, but a public apology. There were some things that I did not pay attention to during last week, especially um, during the live stream of Bill's vigil. I was focused on what Christy asked me to do, and that was to hold her close and make sure she doesn't fall. I did not pay attention to where my hands were, and there were quite a few comments said and made about that. And, you know, I can see where those individuals are coming from, but I just want to make it known that I apologize if I ever made it seem like it, like there was more than there really was. She's a dear, dear friend to me now. Obviously, is going to be involved with, and has said from very early on that she wants to continue to be involved with what we're doing. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. There was no ill intention there, and I just want to make sure that that air is cleared. I love all of you and all your support, and just want to make sure you guys know. For the one who just asked about Bryson's channel, it is Dive for Good. So please make sure you go and subscribe to him, because he is going to be diving for good. He is wholeheartedly um, in it to do what we are wanting to do. So, don't apologize for what other people say. People are going to have their opinions, and they're going to see what they see. And you know what? It is what it is. So with that being said, overall, it was a different experience. You know, I'm not the greatest at breaking out the camera at every second, and I'll have videos coming out shortly that I'm working on. I'm still trying to get you know uh, footage from different places and get them off devices and get it all set up and ready to go. I've got a lot already done, but I will be splitting up some shorter videos, on pretty much every aspect that we had. From the search to the carpool and that main event, and then you know actually finding Bill. So it was awesome like Jared said, the seventh day at the 11th hour. We found Bill, and it was just awesome to be a part of. So I will get better equipment, camera wise. I'll get better at getting my cameras out and recording when I need to. But just know that more and better things are to come. Um, Limited right now as to what I have equipment wise, but I've got the sonar and the boat figured out with an amazing donation last week from an individual that just blew my mind that they were willing to give the amount that they gave in order to go and get a new motor, exactly what we needed. And what's best about that was that the motor that I got, which was exactly what we needed, came in, 20 some odd dollars underneath what this person had donated. So it absolutely blew my mind. It was just kind of meant to be. They had discounted the motor, brand new 2021 15 horse Mercury. So, it was just a blessing, really, and a blessing in disguise. So, we got through the week. It was tiring. I think everyone was tired by the end of it, but just glad that the overall mission was accomplished. So, that being said, moving forward, excuse me, I'm going to focus on continuing to go out there and just look for targets. So, once all of my videos are released on, the week that was last week, um, you'll see. That's right. I'm doing the do. You'll see some videos of me going out and scanning and just talking through where I am, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. I really want you guys to be able to see what we see on Sonar, and everything that we learned last week was absolutely phenomenal. Um, but from there, I'm going to look at some of these questions and throw them out there. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your questions. But the FOG, the fog, what became of the helicopter? They went up there. Captain Mark and I stayed here and scanned some other areas, but they went up there thinking they had found it. They dove it. It was about 60 plus feet down, and it ended up being a very large log. So, um, you know, it is what it is. It was disappointing, but at least we know now that what they thought was the helicopter wasn't. So, um, anyway, let's see. What other kind of questions do we have? It's a helicopter to Jared, and I love it. Jared's great. Um, if the mods that are here now could please drop links. So I had to change up and do a live through my phone because the other live I had set up would not let me get on for some reason. Um, Sean H, yes, you can. But we really need to make sure that we recognize all the people that were here. So I know I said it earlier, but if you guys can drop links to all the divers that were here, obviously Adventures with Purpose and Sam and um, we had Brock the Rock, we had Shane with Project Clean River, Britain from Depths of History, Jeremy with Exploring with Doug. Drop a link for Team Waters as well. Dive for Good. Oh, there's Bryson, y'all. I am about to mod him in. He definitely needs to be a mod. So, guys, make sure you drop the link since I had those technical difficulties. But yeah, I definitely want to make sure those guys are recognized if you haven't. Obviously, most of you are from Adventures with Purpose and Sam and all that. So, um, those guys were just amazing what they did. Putting themselves honestly out there. The river was moving really quick the day that they pulled Bill's car. So, they were exceptional and phenomenal. Jared and Sam came in with a plan that was absolutely amazing. So, just the well-oiled machine I'm a diver. Obviously, I don't have my own gear yet, but that's okay. We'll get there. But yeah, you guys make sure you say hi to Bryson. If you haven't subbed his channel, please jump over there. He actually, there you go. It was 100%. That river was 100% fast. So what they did, and what they were able to accomplish was just phenomenal. Um, so please, Team Waters, make sure their link is thrown out there as well, um, because they were honestly the reason that everyone went back out there and searched where they searched. So, hi Tiffany, how are you? Um, they do phenomenal work. When someone drops their link, please, if you feel like donating, they do everything purely off of donations. So they video crashed. Are you guys still able to see me? Okay. Um, just want to make sure. Oh no, don't. Um, so for me, it's all about recognizing those that were here, supporting those that were here. Um, it's a community effort, honestly. So every little bit counts, every little dollar counts. Just do what you can. Oh yeah, Happy Water Girl. Thanks for mentioning that. Adam Brown from Adam Brown Adventures was here, so please make sure you go and sub his channel. The what was it? Outdoor. There's so many people. There were a lot of people here, and it was absolutely mind blowing to see that. So, if you guys will, I could probably turn my Wi-Fi off, but I'm not going to do that. So, let's see. Bryson, thank you for dropping that. Yeah, continue to drop those links. We want to make sure. Ooh, bump the table. Sorry. Um, do we have another case? Right now, I do not have another case. I am scouring through NamUs and trying to figure out anything kind of close to our area so that we can go out and do some searches. There's honestly not that many out there that would be vehicle, missing person, both still missing. So I will be finding other cases to work and go search. Hopefully, with donations and everything like that, it'd be great. I do have a PayPal, and I tell you what, give me just a second. So let me get out of this, and I will copy and drop that link. I think I can drop that link. Actually, you know what? I need to make a public comment because I'm going to mod myself in. Boom. If I mod myself, there we go. I can now go copy my link and drop it. So stand by. I'm going to do that for you because, like I said, it is every little bit counts. We want to be out there continuing this as much as possible. Obviously not in a place to do this 24/7. Myself and Bryson are both still have to work for a living, but we want to be out there as much as possible doing this kind of work. So, it's humbling, and keep the questions coming. I don't want to be like, hold on, my iPad locked up. Did the video lock up? Let me know if it did. I'll try to continue. Renee, have a wonderful day at church. Thank you for jumping on, and have a good one. Um, uh, the FOG, yes, I am based in Nashville. I live just south of Mount Juliet, so I'm very close. So if you hear or know of friends or family that have a missing person in a vehicle, let me know. Um, we obviously want to continue the mission. Not only with um, helping search for missing persons, but also to continue pulling the garbage out of the water. We don't want it there. We've still got 5 known vehicles that we have to pull here, and we'll go from there. I mean, yeah, we could contact the police as far as what they know and anything that's like that. NamUs is probably the number one um, public record database, if you will, that gives you information. They're typically up to date. Um, Linda, I know I have heard about the 2 boys in California. Unfortunately, they're not connected to a car, so that makes it a little more difficult. Um, I did see Nugs and Britt's channel earlier. So Sean, hey Tara, hold on, Tara, Tara. Boom. The moderator of moderators has just stepped in, guys. Tara has been a huge, huge help. Tara, thanks for jumping on. Um, you know, it's all about the overall purpose of it. It's not about for me right now. It's not about the likes and the comments and you know how many views I get. It's really about just doing it. So um, honestly, yeah, you can drop Jacobs. I'm okay with that. Chaos, he was a lot of help. Um, and sometimes things happen, but it is what it is. We have to move on from there. Um, but as far as I just saw a question about Brian McKenzie. A lot of new information came out when we went out there the other day, and you know it kind of made it a little difficult. FOG, I've only been doing this for a few months now, honestly, since mid October. So that's when I got started. And yeah, but back to Brian McKenzie. The Brian McKenzie case is difficult because there's three different avenues that you could honestly go down as far as what possibly happened. I'm not going to discuss all of them. Obviously, we know the one was we had Keenan and we had other people that um, we had Keenan and some others involved, and that kind of was the way we were focused. But then with more information coming out, um, you know, there's other avenues that need to be addressed, and it could be a lot more than what we thought. So I'm going to keep it at that. There's one body of water that we thought of, but we had to wait and get permission. Oh yes, Kevin and Doug's absolutely. Please put Doug and the No Mock experience up there because they were here and they were a big help. Not everyone got to stay through the end. Everyone that came, they they had blocked out the original 7 days, and then we found them on the seventh day. So that it was absolutely amazing. Um, but yes, Sean and Bryson, thank you so much for dropping those links for Doug and Kevin. They I mean, Doug is such a humble dude. He was so nice, and I call him my brother from another mother because his last name's Bishop as well. So, um, yeah. Did someone drop Brock's link earlier? I believe someone did, but I know I've mentioned him several times, and I'll keep mentioning all these guys because they are truly amazing human beings. They just want, to find answers for these families. So, all in all, oh yes, Anthony from New York, but I do not know his YouTube channel. So Bryson, if you know his channel, please drop it on here. I don't remember it. I don't think he had one when he started the week. I'm not sure. Um, okay, he's on Twitter. Okay. But yes, Anthony, God, how did I miss that guy? He was so good. Um, I mean, that guy was just willing to do whatever. He didn't care. I mean, he he was running up and down the stairs and running up and down the hills and boat ramps, and he didn't care. Just tell me where to be there and when to be there, and he was out there. And yes, Brock, that guy was nonstop as well, and it was just awe inspiring to sit back and watch it. And hopefully, one day I'll have my gear, and Bryson's gonna catch me up on everything I need to know once that happens, and I'm excited about that experience when it comes. But um, those guys just kept working. They didn't stop, and it was quite awesome to be able to stand back and watch that happen. I mean, it was huge, and yes, Karen and honestly Tara, Karen and Tara, you guys both played a huge role in making sure that we were fed and things were staying on schedule as far as you know when to be there, where to be there, and all that. So you two, huge shout out, Tara and Karen. You guys were awesome. The entire week they were there. They did not stop until we were done. Um, so thank you guys so much, and the other volunteers. I didn't know everyone by name, but no, Karen and Tara are both local. They volunteered their time. Obviously this all started with Adventures with Purpose, and it's kind of blown up from there. So hopefully they're excited about having some local dudes close by that they get to hang out with and help be a part of moving this purpose forward here in Middle Tennessee, and even West and East Tennessee and Kentucky and Georgia and Alabama and all that. So yes, it was Ray. Was it Ray? See, Ray or Roy? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. But yes, he brought his boat out. He was Roy. Thank you. I always get that wrong. Roy came from Missouri and was here most of the week to help us scan, and also like when we were pulling the cars off of the boat ramp down off of the river. I mean, he was there to shuttle people, and they were just everyone from start to finish was just absolutely awesome to be around. They're all here, so it was really cool to be a part of. Christy is doing as you would think. It's not been an easy time for her. Um, she, the struggle is real, if you will. She has answers, um, but you don't. Like she told me, she's like, I still had that little spot in the back of my head, that little glimmer of hope. But she knows now, and I think that's the most important part. Now she can plan and start to move on. Brenda, Bill's wife, is a supporter. I would say a supporter. She's a part of Muddy Bottom Adventures. Her biggest want. This was obviously a nightmare for her, and her biggest thing was I want to have something good come out of this nightmare, and she said that over and over again. Um, so GoFundMe link, I got you. Give me just a second. Let me get on here, and I'm pretty sure I had this up already. And I'll drop this. Copy. Give me just a second, and I'll have that link. Well, duh. There we go. There is the link to Christie's GoFundMe. And remember, guys, you know, I'll be honest with you. Originally, um, this was a GoFundMe to help us raise funds so we could try to get a motor and get Sonar and things like that. And it kind of, we got the ball rolling, but now this is strictly a memorial fund. So anything that is in that GoFundMe will go to her, you know, being able to pay for funeral expenses and things of that week. So I will always. She's a part of my family now. To be honest with you, she's a dear friend. I will always make sure that she's good. Um, so you know, it, I got a little too emotionally attached on this one, and I learned my lesson there. So going forward, I've got to be a little more careful. But with her wanting to be a part of this, um, she, I spent more time with her because she did want to be and still wants to be a large part of it. Bill was found off of Lock 2. Um, he was not found off the boat ramp. He was found upstream just a little bit. And as everyone releases their videos of that week, you'll see and understand that what happened. It'll definitely answer a lot of questions people have. I know it's hard. We've done live streams about it since the week has happened, but no one's really released any videos pertaining to the week that we searched for Bill and everything that happened. So you guys, you know, stick around. That those videos are coming out, and a lot of answers will be given. So you know, if you guys are willing to donate to her or any of the other guys that were there, um, and Tara, you're absolutely right. What happened and where we found him and all that really changes your perspective. So it's been eye opening and a learning experience as far as keep looking. Don't give up on a spot just because you've done it a couple times. You've got to continue and search that area until there's literally nothing else and question everything. Newer vehicles or a fresher vehicle in the water looks completely different than something that's been sitting around. Big Ohio State fan, I'm sorry. I'm going to delete your comment because Ohio State is awful. Just kidding. Um, but he had been missing since June 15th of last year. So, he had been down there a little, a long, he had been down there a little while. And the sad part is that we missed some signs that we shouldn't have. But hindsight is 2020, and like I said, it was all a learning experience. So now I'm going to question everything on any case that I ever work. Um, Danny Richards, War Eagle man, absolutely. See, someone's smart in this group. Just kidding. Um, but yeah, all in all, you know, throw some questions out there if you have them. I'm going to focus on those for maybe the next 5-10 minutes, and you know get out there and support these other channels. I mean, without them, this wouldn't have happened. Without them taking time out of what they had going on in their personal lives, we would not have found this. Um, so, thank you for supporting all of us, because without you guys, we're almost nothing. Um, Christy Langley, I need just about everything you can think of dive wise. I've honestly um, been focusing on the sonar and getting the boat up to par, with the boat motor and everything of that nature. So now I can focus on dive equipment, but um, honestly, it's getting getting people like you willing to donate. And a lot of you helped kind of investigate when we thought that Lock 2 was out. Um, it was a lot of viewers, and honestly, Team Waters, Dennis was like, he's got to be there at Lock 2, and that's what kind of drove us to go back out and search again. But everyone else that was like, wait, did you look over here or look over here? Like, all that information is helpful. So anyone who did that, thank you. Um, Big Ohio State fan. What we missed was the evidence on the lock wall, and you'll see that when we release our videos. I'll have some videos coming out this week, um, and I don't know if others will. Some, I know that Jared has, I think, 5 videos, 5 episodes altogether he's going to be releasing, if I heard him correctly. Jared, if you see this, I don't know if you will, but I think that's what you said. Um, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of videos coming out from them on every aspect of the week and all that happened. Um, so stay tuned for those. But he told me last night we do not have a. He's not going to ask us to not put our videos out there um, until he does. So I do not have an Amazon wish list. I probably will come up with one soon. Um, so stay tuned for that. And once I do, I will put it. I'll put it on my YouTube channel to make sure. Yes, Tara, thank you, Team Waters. I mean, COVID kind of made them lose some of their funding this year, so they're strapped. That it's such a huge heart they have, and just knowing that they're willing to even break even to come down here and search for Bill. Um, I need to get the link to their PayPal, Team Waters, but they're basically website only. They are a 501c3, so they take, they're nonprofit. So if you donate to them, they can send you a receipt, and it is tax deductible. So know that. Have you found any cars made from the 60s? It's just a long shot. Probably, but I, unless we dive them, we won't know. But some of those are so far gone that there's just no way you can get them up. You know, it really it's tough. Like some of the cars you can see on Sonar, and you're like, there's no way that car's been there so long. It's just there's pieces. Um, so thank you guys for continuously putting these links up there. Because everyone should be supporting everyone. That's the way I see it, and um, hopefully we can continue this. Um, and that's what it's all about. So um, let's see if we got any more questions. Yes, and I'm actually going to, when I'm done here, I'm going to go in the actual comments of the video, and I will drop the links to everybody. Um, and I'll put, my PayPal link, the GoFundMe for Christie's Memorial Fund, um, Team Waters. I'm going to put everybody in there so that you guys can go in and, you know, donate if you feel led to. What happens to the cars? Well, the cars that we pulled last week actually sat at the pavilion after the event, and there was a specialist from Kentucky that came down. And Tara, you may know the final number. I know at one point I heard that he had found seven of those vehicles. He had identified seven of the vehicles, and they were all stolen. So this guy knows how to dig in and find out what vehicle it was, finds the VIN and is able to go in and look back through its history and see um, if it was ever stolen or anything like that. So if they are not stolen in the state of Tennessee, they have to, they'll go back to dad's. Okay, so yeah, it was seven. Thanks, Tara. Dads will take them back to their lot, and then they have to be held for a certain amount of time. And if they're unclaimed, then they get recycled. So that is honestly what I would like to see happen. When we pulled with Chaos Divers, when we pulled that Ford Ranger, the lady who was the last registered owner, she wanted her truck back. So I don't know what happened of that past it, but that's ultimate goal is the junk that's in the rivers that doesn't get claimed, get it recycled. That's it. Just get it out of the water, and it is what it is. Linda, there's a lot of people that want that Jeep, so that is going to be to the highest bidder, I think, and I think Dads may do some fundraising with that. So, pretty cool. Yes, the Ford was a hurt stolen vehicle. It was fairly new. We still got the, what was it, Bryson? A Cadillac, and then the Yukon, I believe, that's still down there. So we can stop some of the leakage, not all of it. Um, so in the future, there are some things you can get to help absorb that, and I'm hoping that when we do pull some of this stuff, we can get in touch with hazmat team here, and the fire department I believe has a hazmat team, and we should be able to um, cordon off the area, if you will, with the floats that absorb that stuff, but then at the end of it, be able to soak that stuff off the surface. Um, I'm trying to read some of these. Is Bryson here now? Bryson's not here now. Bryson is I'm guessing, either on his phone or at home. Um, but he is not here. That Mountain Dew is a biohazard. It is, but it's so delicious. Um, as far as the boat project, we haven't done anything with that because we had gotten so involved with the um, the search for Bill and other things. So stay tuned. We're still kind of thinking that through. Um, my hope is that we can. My hope is that we can repair some of these holes, clean them up, and get them to where they're usable, and then either auction them off or um, you know raise some funds for what we're trying to do. And anything we can do to help raise money for us or for Christy or anything like that. I know that um, we've got one. Tara, remind me who it is who's auctioning off the signed shirt from this last week. It's Adam, I believe. And um, so that's another way that they're raising money. Yes, Adam Brown. Thank you. See, oh, and there's Bryson again. Um, so yeah, Adam Brown is auctioning off a T-shirt that's signed by everyone, and that money will go towards the memorial fund. So that's awesome that he's doing that. Um, let's see what else we got. Jen B. Christy's doing as expected. She's holding her head high, but it's not easy. Um, so you know, it's what you would believe that she is going through. So um, it's not it's not an easy time for her. She lost her mom, who was her rock during us searching for Bill. Um, Sean, thanks for putting that out there. Yes, my email is muddybottomadventures@gmail.com. Um, Bryson, please make sure that if you, I know you created your own email, but make sure your email is dropped on there as well. Um, and everyone, please look up Dad's Towing and give him a good review. Time, fuel, and revenue was at least 30,000 for the 2 days. Wow! And it was actually more than 2 days. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then obviously they were there for the event on Saturday, and then they were there on Monday as well. So thanks Bryson for putting that up. Trying to bend. Do they have children? Does who have children? Terry, you're right. It's never going to be easy going. So yes, Dad's Towing was amazing. They've got some absolutely amazing people um, that volunteered their time, that were willing to come out and do what needed to be done on their own time. I mean, now I don't know if they got paid by Dad's Towing to be there, but just the sheer fact that they were willing to come out, and they've done it multiple times, and they're going to do it in the future. So it's really cool when you meet individuals like that that are willing to donate. They had several trucks. They had two rollbacks and a rotator out there pretty much the whole time, and it's just really cool. Um, so it was a great thing to be a part of. Hit me with some more questions, and make sure you go enter that drawing for the shirt. Those are one of a kind. Not everyone has those T-shirts. So, oh yeah, that was a monster rotator. It was pretty cool. Off topic. Does anyone remember your 1989? Any cell phones or YouTube back then? Not sure I get that. There was not cell phones. Early 90s there were, but they were the big brick Motorola guys. So, oh, that's a really good idea. Uh, Big Ohio State fan. It's OHNO, right? Just kidding again. Um, if you guys would go on to Dad's Towing website or on Google and give them a review. Jackson case, we have, as far as I know, there's still one body of water that is questionable that needs to be searched. I have not been called back yet, so as far as that case is concerned, um, the West Tennessee dive team may run sonar on it and search that themselves. I don't know, but there was only one viable spot left that we didn't get to. Anybody else? Big E, Ohio State fan. join for later subscriptions similar to. Are you talking? So when you say create a join for later subscriptions similar to AWP, are you meaning memberships? Uh, and Bassam, I agree, but some owners just want them back. So thanks, Sean, for throwing the link up there for my PayPal. Um, Tara, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out for just a little bit with us. Go run those errands. Be safe out there. Um, as far as my plans, Teresa, we're just going to move forward. So, last week was a big week, but there's other missing people out there. There are other vehicles in the water, so that's the goal. Is just to continue on. Wish you got to talk more when on AWP and profiling evil. Yeah, I mean, Linda, it is what it is. I'm sure I'll be back. Um, I'm not necessarily that worried about it. I did talk a lot on the one we did last Wednesday, um, which I don't. I'm not a not a huge talker, but I will talk. Um, I thought they saw a boat down there. Where are you talking about, Big E? As far as the boat, because we found tons of boats. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, and keep in mind, and that's a good point. So yes, eventually, myself, Bryson, some of the others who aren't monetized yet will be monetized. Um, and that's where the algorithm rhythm kicks in, the watch minutes, the subscriptions, the comments, the likes, ringing the bell, all that stuff comes into play. But that's all to do with the algorithm. So when it comes to super chats, they take, I believe, 20%. So when you super chat, they actually have no choice but to lose a portion of that money. So just be aware of that. If you're watching a live and you want to super chat, that's fine. But if they have a link to their PayPal or Venmo or something like that, and you send it friends and family, at that point you're you're getting they're getting the full amount, if that makes sense. So okay, so people are saying it's closer to 30%. So you can see how much they stand to lose. Um, but I'm going to dig in and um, see if I can find some used gear or something. But Happy Water Girl, do I have a boat with sonar? How do you find stuff underwater without scuba gear? Well, to answer that question, when you're looking for a vehicle or a boat or a larger object, even a body, um, you there are specific things that you look for. A vehicle or a boat that's been in the water for quite some time, especially in a still body of water um, like a lake or a pond, they silt over faster. Algae and things of that nature silt over it, and that sound signal that's sent out by the sonar hits it and bounces back, and there's no interference. A fresh vehicle or boat, um, it will give you almost like a bright flash and then a weird shadow. So you have to go over it multiple angles and try to get directly on top of it so that you can see it in the side scan. And like I said, I've got some areas I can go rescan, and I'll take some videos and just kind of um, some what to look for, or this is what you're looking at videos, so that you guys can really see what it is that you're looking at. Um, because it's not easy. I mean, like I said, Bryson and I learned a lot this last week, and thank you, thank you to Team Waters for teaching us so much. So, but yeah, guys, I am definitely going to get out there and look at some used dive gear, so that I can, get out there and get trained up by Bryson and get caught up on everything I need to know. So, it's important to me. Um, Most of you are in the western eastern area. Barbara Morris, okay, when you say in the central U.S., like where are we talking about? I'm not super far from the central U.S. What were you looking for last week? Nicole, last week we were looking for Bill. So, like I said, Valerie, I am in Nashville. Bryson is based out of Murfreesboro, which is about 30 minutes away. But where was I? Last week we were out there looking for Bill. That was my main focus. Yes, we did have the vehicles we pulled out of the water, which was great for the environment. But we always had somebody out there searching. So, am I looking for another boat for your team? I'm always looking for another boat, especially people who know how to read sonar. So, if you ever want to volunteer, let me know. We'll get together. We'll go out and have a good time. Um, let's see. Did Barbara ever respond? I want to know where she's talking about. Um, FOG, that's awesome. You're in Cookville. Wesley, yes. So we have two more vehicles that we know of that we need to check in, or we need to pull down off of Shelby Bottoms, and then we also have um, three in a large pond, small lake that we uh, we need to pull. All right, let's see. Do we have anyone else? Happy Water Girl, where are you from? Inquiring minds want to know. Chickamauga River would be fun. Um, Pamela, thank you. I'm going to continue to learn. There's a lot to learn, so thank you for that. And you have fun getting back to work. Mr. Cobell, no, it did not get recovered. Um, so, oh, it did not. So the helicopter did not get recovered. It ended up being a large log. Um, Happy Water Girl, Saudi Daisy, I know right where that's at. Would I come to Iowa? I'm not scared if I had the funds to do it. Hello, Sherry from Traverse City, Michigan. Kansas, Barbara Morris. So you're from Kansas. Ultimately, my goal, I do want to get my dive gear. I do want to, have some upgraded sonar. I don't necessarily care about what boat I'm in, so that's not on my agenda. The boat I have works fine. Um, so go big and come to Canada. Do they have the borders open yet? Um, Barb Olstad, thank you. I I don't hear my accent, but obviously you do. I'm a Southern guy from Central or Middle Tennessee. We don't say Central Tennessee here. Um, it's all right. My nose itches a little bit. Thanks for supporting, Scott. Thanks for watching. Um, I really hope Team Waters does get more attention because they are super special people. Um, so it's really cool to have this large community of YouTubers who are out here just singing their praises because that's what should be done. Um, so they are very special people and they deserve to be recognized. Sean, you do not need a boat license in you don't need a boat license in Tennessee if you are doing any type of work, commercial work, like where you're going to make money with your boat. You know, we're a little different because we're kind of nonprofit. But if you're going to be a captain and you're taking, people out to fish and things like that, if you're going to be a fishing guide, yes, you do have to get a captain's license. But if you're going to operate a boat independently, um, so in that case, it depends on your birth date. They have a boater safety course that you have to take, and I believe it's if you're born after 1989, maybe. I have to double check that. I'll have to text Matt and see what the answer is there. But like for me, I don't have to have a boater safety card. I just have to have a life jacket and my registration. So let's see what else we got coming up. We'll spend a couple more minutes and then yes, the boat does have to be registered. There's no title needed on a boat here. Um, so, and guys, listen, get out there. Like I said, NAMUS, NAMUS, I believe it's .org. That is the public database for uh, missing and unidentified and unclaimed individuals. You can literally look at your county, your state, county, city, all the way down to that, and find. You just kind of scroll through and look at the different cases and and see if they disappeared with a vehicle and neither the vehicle nor them have been found. Um, some of the information is really sketchy, not sketchy, but there's just not a lot of info there. So you just got to be careful. So hello from the UK. What's going on, Magnet Fishing Janners? The website, Valerie, it is NAMUS, NAMUS. And I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me pull this up, I believe. Bam. Let me go home. All right, it's namus.gov, namus.gov. And I'm going to copy this, catch back up here. And there you go. And like I said, it is a public database that you can search, and like I said, you can narrow it all the way down to specific areas, your city, your county. I've gone statewide, but muddybottomadventures at gmail.com. If you find something that is a possibility, shoot it my way, and we'll take a look at it. And I think the biggest thing is I personally would rather have the family know or request that I come look. So, you know, I think that is a little more comforting for me. But I don't mind going and looking. But you usually get a lot more information on the actual story and what happened and all that. Um, if someone could throw my email back up there on the live chat, that'd be great. Um, but it's pretty easy. Muddybottomadventures at gmail.com. Um, all right, Barbara, you have a good one. Barbara from Kansas. Happy birthday, by the way. Um, well, guys, if you don't have any more questions, like I said, I am going to comment with all the links that you need to know um, here in a minute in the regular comments. And, you know, go out there. If you haven't subscribed to all the other channels, please do so. Support in any way you can. Um, but I mean, it's important. It's what we want to do. It's what we want to continue to do. Um, FOG, you need a mentor. Well, I tell you what, shoot me an email. You've got my email on there. Shoot me an email. We'll figure out a time we can get together. Um, so, thank you, Melissa. I know they'll enjoy that. So, um, you guys, last call for questions, and then we're gonna jump off of here, so you guys can finish enjoying your Sunday. And I gotta clean the house. Anything else? All right. It looks like we are about to wrap up, guys. Again, thank you. Oh, Janet March had a vision years ago that she was in a little inlet on Percy Priest. I'll look into that. Um, I've only been doing this, Valerie, since middle of October, so fairly new to it. I've known Sonar for a while, but not for this purpose. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for being here. If you have, Nicole, I will go look at your question. Let me see. How long ago was it, Nicole? Let me go back here. Nicole. Iowa has plenty of lakes. The lake we have in my part of Iowa has a lot of seaweed. Would you still search it? Ooh, I'd have to get on the water and scan. Just I don't know. It would probably be pretty difficult to find anything in a lot of growth, if that makes sense. But that doesn't mean a magnetometer couldn't be used or anything of that nature. So thank you all for the questions. Thanks for sitting down and just listening and being here to support. You know, every little bit counts. So until until we see each other again, be on the lookout for all the different channels that'll be um, releasing their videos on last week, and you know we're gonna keep pushing on. So have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you guys soon.